So there's 500 makes and models right now to choose from, and it can be a little bit overwhelming. How are you going to pick out the car for you? One of the things I want you to know that styling is the most important thing that people look at. But after you're done with the styling, sometimes if you don't ask some hard questions, you might end up getting the wrong car. So when you're picking a car for yourself, you want to ask this question: who will use the car? Is the person 6'4"? Do they need a lot of leg room? Do I need 2 car seats? How many people am I going to carry? Well, this is really important. Do I need a 4-door, 2-door? Is performance important? So this is the lead foot person. I need the speed. And there's women and men, even if they're in a minivan, they need the speed. We have those people. Does the cost of maintenance matter? And I think that you want to think about that when you're picking out a car. And you can find that out from the service department. What is the yearly cost of maintenance on this car? Now, I know you're going to want safety, so I didn't even write it down. But especially people with children, safety is huge. There's passive safety, which means that the car does things like it has anti-lock brakes and reacts really good. And then there's that big honking huge car, and you think you're safe because the thing's built like a truck, like an SUV type vehicle. Then you start to say to yourself, do I want a truck? Do I want a sport utility? I know a lot of women like to be high up. They feel great about that. Or they have a bunch of stuff they want to carry. Or do I want a wagon? Some people, this sport utility is too big, too hard to park, eats up a lot of gas, and the wagon may do some of the same things. And that's a really good question. They actually make now a hybrid of the two. Do I like a sports car? So people that love sports cars, they have 2- and 4-seating sports cars. So you'll take different models and they'll put a fabulous engine in a sedan. That's going to be your version. Or you're going to get a little Porsche and there's 2 seats and the kids can't come, and that's that. The hatchback. The hatchback is a hybrid of a car and the back seat will fold down. So if you have artwork and you want to carry some stuff, you still have the sense of a beginning and an end, and you can park the car and maybe it has better gas mileage. So Volkswagen makes the GTI hatchback. So there's an example of performance and a hatchback. Do I want a convertible? Okay, guys. Ask yourself, if you want a convertible, think about how often you're really going to put the top up and down. Okay? Because you may love the idea of a convertible, but you also have to realize that there's noise involved in that, and they don't hold up as well as a regular sedan. So you may want to go with a sunroof. If you love a convertible, we can talk about that. Now we're going to talk about options and features. Once we decide that we want the truck or the wagon or a sedan, we want to know, do we want an automatic? Probably. But if you love a stick shift, that's great. But you have to understand, when you go to trade in the car, the automatic is always going to be worth $400 more than a 5-speed. So it's not always the biggest savings that you think. Get it because you love the 5-speed transmission, not necessarily for the money. You might want music, so a CD player is important, or a sunroof is important, leather, vinyl, cloth, a heated seat. This could be medicinal for those of us at the end of our workday. Fold down rear seats, air conditioning. I would get the car with air. The difference in maybe your payment is not going to be a lot, and it'll be easier to sell the car at the end of whatever your time is with it. GPS or Bluetooth may be important. You may be in a place in the wintertime where you want to make sure you have anti-lock brakes or all-wheel drive. All of those things are important to think about, and then you're going to have your list of I have to haves. So if you have to have anti-lock brakes, or you have to have fold-down seats, or the music's the most important thing, you're going to make your priority list. So that, when you go to look for a car, first you want to narrow down, I want a sedan, or I want a truck, or I want a convertible. And then you want to narrow down, I have to have the brakes, or I have to have GPS, or I have to have the music. And as you start to narrow that down, you're going to see you're going to end up with 2 or 3 different models to choose from, or different makes. And then within the makes, you'll have a couple different models, and that'll narrow down your field even more. Okay? So now we've picked out our car. That's called landing on a car.